Okay, we're going to see what Matt Rule, the head coach, Joe Brady, the new offensive coordinator, and the rest of the coaching staff can do for the Carolina Panthers. It's been a busy offseason for that squad. Go from Ron Rivera to Matt Rule. I'm more excited for Joe Brady as offensive coordinator than the head coach, Matt Rule, but that's just me. So, congratulations to Luke Kuechly, a.k.a. Captain America, a.k.a. I'll tackle anybody at any time. I don't care who has the ball. I'm still going to tackle you. Oh, my goodness. After 8 years playing in the National Football League, it was a video. It was like 3 minutes and 40 seconds. It's on Twitter. I'll put the link in the description if I can find it. I mean, I watched some of it. It was hard to watch because Luke Kuechly wants to continue to play football, but after 3 concussions in 8 years, and then he had a torn labrum, the beating that he has taken, well, the toll that has taken. He always played fast, strong, aggressive, whatever, and you can't do that as a defensive player, let alone a team in the National Football League today, because it's all about offense. The league want to see fireworks. They want to see points being put on the board. They want to see 55, 60 points and stuff like that. They don't want to see a 14-7 game anymore. They don't want to see a 6-3 game. No. In the NFL's eyes, in the football fans' eyes, they will set the game back in 50 to 100 years. You know what I mean? So, like I said, congratulations to Luke Kuechly. I better see him and Agent 89 or Steve Smith Sr. in a Hall of Fame someday, or I will be livid. Not only is the best linebacker in the National Football League that I've seen as a football fan in a long time, he's the best damn linebacker in the Carolina Panthers franchise history. Him and Thomas Davis are the best dual linebackers in the history of the Carolina Panthers franchise. It was a joy, it was a blast, and I'm going to miss it tremendously when they're not on that field playing with that squad, the Carolina Panthers squad, rocking that uniform. It's going to hurt, but change is happening. So Panther fans, we got to get used to it. And who knows what's going to happen to Cam Newton? You know, is he going to get traded? Is they going to keep him for one more year? I just have a feeling they're going to trade him. All that donating and keeping this man in Carolina is going to be all for nothing. I just have a feeling that's going to happen. So, the whole the Cam Newton versus Andrew Luck Hall of Fame discussion, y'all can have that on social media or barbershop talk. I'm sitting back watching the fireworks happen. I'm not getting involved in it because I know where that's going to end. North Carolina Tar Heels squad, basketball squad, they're struggling, just like with Indiana Hoosiers or the UCLA Bruins. Those two programs have been struggling more than North Carolina. They're 8-9, 1-4 in the ACC conference. They lost to Clemson 2 weeks ago at home, which at the time Clemson was 0-59 all time against North Carolina. I mean, Clemson, they have already beaten NC State, they've beaten Duke, and they've beaten North Carolina. It's almost as if they got bragging rights. Despite the fact they're playing South Carolina, they got the bragging rights. Like, hey, man, we beat the top 3 basketball teams in a season. So, it's crazy. It's crazy. And the injuries are piling up a little bit. The only thing I have a problem with Roy Williams' comments that he made about the least gifted basketball team he coached, that should have been handled in-house. But that's just me. Yeah. Now, movies, surprisingly good movie of 2019 is definitely going to be Dragon Ball Super Broly. I bashed that movie badly before it was released, let alone I've seen it in theaters. And I watched it, I was surprised. Even though it has its flaws, it came away surprisingly good. So, the rest of them are either average, Marvel movies. I'm starting to believe they're trash, in my opinion. To Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Star Wars Episode 9 Rise of Skywalker. Excuse me. It's an average movie, but as a Star Wars movie, it's just, the worst movie in the sequel trilogy. That movie had all kinds of problems, man. I mean, the nostalgia overload, Easter eggs galore, too much fan service, anti-Last Jedi vibe, character development is just weak. How they treated certain characters is just awful. I mean, just pulling Rey as a Palpatine's granddaughter out of the thin air, and I feel like they pulled that right out of a rabbit hat, out of its butt. And I'm thinking, how? Why? How did this happen? I mean, I don't know. And you have J.J. Abrams as a director. I mean, how you go from a Force Awakens, which I thought it was a remix of Episode 4, A New Hope. That was my main problem. A good or great Star Wars movie, but yet you turn around and make a Star Wars film, which is The Rise of Skywalker, to be bad. Not just bad, awful. Whatever. That's my opinion. Y'all can disagree. That's cool. I don't know which fan base is worse, Star Wars or Call of Duty. I'll watch it, duke it out while I'm sit back with my popcorn, Powerade drink, and watching the fireworks, baby. Woo! Now, this year, movies-wise, I'm going to try to watch My Hero Academia Heroes Rising. It's supposed to be playing in select theaters. I'm going to try to get to that one. I'm definitely going to see Marvel's Black Widow. And I cannot wait for Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins, which comes out October 23rd of this year. I can't wait. Ooh, I can't wait for that movie, man. Woo! But I'm calming down just a little bit because Hollywood has a tendency to screw things up with G.I. Joe movies. Look at The Rise of Cobra. So now I want to see what, and they did a good job with the G.I. Joe Retaliation. It's more of a sequel, reboot-ish. Now we're going to see what Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins can do. I want to see what they can bring to the table. Now, an Asian actor playing as Snake Eyes. I know there's some Snake Eye fans and somewhere complaining, hey, a white man should be playing Snake Eyes, not an Asian dude. Whatever, I'm not touching that. I'm not touching it. Now, video games. It's a beautiful thing to see games being delayed, to be polished, to be near perfect, versus a video game being unpolished, unfinished, half-baked, broken, buggy, glitchy type video games. We've seen it too much last generation, which is the 7th gaming era, and we saw we're seeing a lot of that again in the current generation, which is the 8th gaming generation. Hopefully we see far less of release now, fix later in the next gaming generation, which is going to be the 9th with the PS5, next Xbox, etc. And everyone can to enjoy. If that happens, I also don't want to see any more of remaster, remake games. I'm tired of it. It's ridiculous. We're seeing too much of remaster games in the current generation. So, the reason why I talked about, seeing delays being a beautiful thing, because it has everything to do with not just Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's also the Last of Us Part 2, and the biggest news of them all, Cyberpunk 2077. So, yeah. And hopefully I give Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt one last shot, one last run. Because I played it a couple times, played at least a few hours, and I put it away because I didn't like it. So I'm going to give it one last run. See, what am I missing? If I can give Anthem and Days Gone and other games a chance, well, I completed Mass Effect Andromeda nearly 6 months. Why not do the same for Witcher 3? So, yeah. Now, last thing. Who's going to win Super Bowl 54? I already know who's going to win. Give me your picks. Please give me your picks in the comment section. I'll talk to y'all later. Salute. Have a nice day.